Baby, that intro just makes me feel good. No matter what mood you're in, you hear it and you start smiling. I'd like to welcome you all to Conservative as Christ on the Jam OKC Radio Network. You're here with LJeh and the Wretch.
What's up?
What's good, family? Today is Friday, May 31st, 2024. Another beautiful day that our Lord has made, so we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We're going to jump right to on the phone. We got Taj Hollywood on the line, bringing them in because we missed our Wednesday show, and we love talking to this brother. How you doing, family?
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful day.
Yes,
it is. Yes, it is.
And I hope everybody is in high spirits because it's a great, what a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
Definitely what a time to be alive. I know it's nice and sunny where you are.
Yeah, well, it's still a little smog up there. You know, we got to work on that smog, clearing that smog out of the way. But other than that sun gonna crack through the smog in a few breaths. Yeah. How's the weather in OKC?
It's a little rainy today. You know, it's May, so you know it's tornado season for us. But
it is.
Go ahead.
I was more referring to like the political weather, like the weather of emotions. He done started already.
Started off. Oh, now we might as well get right to it. So yesterday was a big day. Was a big day for the political realm. Donald Trump's sentencing came down. He was found.
Just conviction.
The conviction. That's right. The conviction came down, which he's going to.
Felon world history. Yeah, that's nice.
And he's going to appeal it,
which he should.
I
mean, if you got everybody with a lawyer appeals.
Yeah, you're supposed to appeal.
Yeah.
I would appeal it if I was him. And the appeal is gonna take this out through the election, so it's not gonna change the ballot. But one of the questions we had is, does it change your verdict? Are you gonna vote? Did it increase the likelihood or decrease the likelihood of you voting for Donald Trump this November?
Well, we know Taj ain't. So you're not talking to Taj, you're talking to everybody else.
Right.
It increased mine, for sure. But I was already there. You know, I mean, I know what the game is. I know what time it is. So it's New York City, and he didn't stand a chance to begin with. So I think they got another one.
True.
I think they got another one because you got the hush money, and then you got also. I think Letitia James is trying to get him for property fraud or something like that. So he won't win that one either. So I mean, it didn't. I was already there.
Brother to brother, fam, and it's been an honor and a pleasure to get to know you. So I wanna ask you to teleport your thoughts 100 years from now. So it's 21-24, and now you're looking at the decision to vote because this is going on your public record or your voters record. And would you want blood descendants or family members looking at this moment and reading that you voted for a convicted felon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because they'll have. We're already in the information age, and they'll have a lot more ways to grab information than I will at that time. So they'll be able to see even the things that the left leaning media outlets are saying about the conviction, even before they even had the verdict come out, about how they didn't really have nothing on them. They can't tell what crime it is. They can't even say what crime it is, and they don't even know why Alvin Bragg even brought this up.
I mean, the arrogance to go up against MVP, whose name has been upgraded and updated to OGVP, who entered office as a top prosecutor, AG. I mean, prosecuting international criminals. Come on, man. You thought Trump was going to escape that?
Well, he went up against. Well, I guess you. You're feeding into I wouldn't even want to talk about that. I guess so she had a hand. Well, I guess it makes sense she would have a hand in it because
she's the second.
guy.
She's the second.
Yeah. I mean,
she's the second lady in power in of the leader of the free world is President Biden, being respectful.
Yeah.
The first lady is his wife, Dr. Jill Biden. The second lady, this is just a synonymous way of saying Madam Vice President.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, as of this conversation, she's been upgraded to OGVP, and the OGVP stands for Office of Gun Violence Prevention. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, brother. So I just want you to be well aware of what you up against as we move forward. Go ahead.
This is Office of Gun. So she's going to fix gun violence
With the help of us, yes.
So how would you fix gun violence? And then gun violence it means something totally different, probably where you live than I live. So how would you fix? And I'm not saying bad or worse. I mean good or bad. I mean I don't know. Well, if you're in some parts of LA, yes, it's worse. But
short answer would be Castle Doctrine.
What?
Castle Doctrine. This is on the books. This has been on the books before the United States even became a nation. Castle Doctrine, which is, remember the show is conservative as Christ. So you asking that question to me in the world is like asking Jesus that question. And Jesus would say, shall a strong man let an intruder overtake him in his own house? So my answer to your question is the Castle Doctrine.
I don't know. You
for
know
public,
what that is?
for public safety.
So the Castle Doctrine basically is basically the stand your ground law. We already have the stand your ground law. So how does
stand your ground law and things? Go ahead, Rich. I'm sorry.
But no, but how does because we already have the stand your ground law, which to me is pretty similar. Stand your ground law takes the Castle. The stand your ground law takes the Castle Doctrine public. That's a very great distinction we need to make. Stand your ground law allows a person to take the Castle Doctrine, which is in the confinements of their home, out into. So now you can take what you would do within the confinements of your home. That's why it's called the Castle Doctrine. Never forget that one of the coolest things about the United States is that we address royal sovereignty to the homeowner. Remember, we broke away from the crown, which is the Queen and King of England. So when we created this nation, we was like, you know who the new Queen and Kings are? The residents, the people the homeowners, and the renters. I won't take it from there. I mean, I think I've said enough. No, my question is, how does that, even if you say, hey, it's just the Castle Doctrine, how does that fix gun violence?
Because that's Messiah. I'm Christ the Messiah. So my answer is, okay, how would Jesus answer this question? And Jesus, all right, now you're challenging my conscience, because Jesus did empower his disciples to have swords, which were the guns of that time. So that's interesting, and I'm not ashamed to kind of jog my conscience and say, okay, slow down. So let me pass the mic to one of y'all, because now I need to process that thought.
Right. So there's not
Jesus in 2024 years ago, Jesus and his disciples walked around with swords. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Well,
and this show is called Conservative.
Did Jesus walk around with a sword? He said those who live by the sword die by the sword to Peter.
Well, but
I don't really think he walked around. While he's God, so while he can slap you and make yourself slap yourself in the face.
But he didn't.
So I don't. But he don't need a sword.
But he didn't. And there was a time in the Bible, we can pull up the scripture where his disciple, he tells them they straight ask him hey, we got 2 swords over there. Is that enough? And he yeah, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that's enough. To me, I take that as anybody who, well, I'm gonna say anybody. I take that as he's saying, it doesn't matter. They could have said we have 1,000 swords, or they could have said we had 0 swords. It still would have been enough swords, because Jesus didn't come to start a revolution, not like that.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and as far as the Castle Doctrine, what I feel I never asked what Jesus would do, and people think I'm crazy for saying this, but I never asked what Jesus would do. I do what I think he would do based on what he already showed me, and so, and you know me, I'm Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19, verse 18. Do not seek revenge. but love your neighbor as yourself. That's my answer to everything. That as my answer to everything. But just to say how do I think that would fix gun violence is do not seek revenge. You know, so like you say, the castle doctrine is in your home. Stand your ground, allow you to do that outside your home.
But what does revenge have to do with stand your ground? When stand your ground is in the public, when you feel imminent threat in the moment, that's not revenge. That's passion of Christ.
No, but that's I'm going home. That's I'm going. I don't. Look, man. Like,
you or LJeh made a great point when you said. No, I think it was LJeh. LJeh said Jesus, as God in person, had the wisdom to. He was so far ahead of anyone who wanted to harm him that they couldn't touch him. So that's why whenever the what you call those people, the Pharisees, when they surrounded him, he was light years ahead of them in thought. But okay, I know what y'all here to do, so I'm gonna answer your question and the next 10 questions you're thinking about. You're asking me a question with verbal words right now, but I'm gonna give you an answer that's gonna make you think about the next 9 questions you may consider asking me.
Right, but my all the point I'm making is gun control. I don't know what Kamala Harris's plan is for gun control, but if it's anything about restricting if it's anything about restricting access to guns, anybody with common sense is going to tell you a gun has never killed anyone. It's always the person who was holding the gun. And that's
social health, and that's mental health and social health.
Okay, so does our plan include that?
Our plan is bigger than her because we're a party and we're effective in our party, and our plans include social health.
But I'm not part of Kamala Harris's party though, and that's
you don't have, as an independent, you don't have a party. LJeh has a party, but they're not effective. So if we went with LJeh to the RNC, we don't even have a VIP section.
Yeah, you do.
Well, no. I don't want to get too far. So the question that was originally on the table is, you promoting OGVP, the OGVP, OGVPs, and we ask, okay, so how do you solve gun violence? And you say, well, with Messiah. But okay, so how do you do that with Messiah?
That's what we meditate and process that. And look, I'm not here.
I got you.
The thought travels faster than light. So I follow wisdom to stay wise enough to say, okay, don't just rush out there and say anything. That's enough to process with the fact. Here are the facts according to Scripture, that we have the castle doctrine, but we know that Jesus, his disciples had swords, which is the ancient equivalent to firearms. Let's process that. Let's use our 3 minds to figure that out. So if he was okay with his disciples carrying firearms, now we got to go to Ecclesiastes 3:3. When is it the righteous time to kill? If the listening audience goes to Ecclesiastes 3:3 right now, this is what we could bring to OGVP. To her, she has an office, fam. This office is the first of its kind in American history. That's it.
You talking about the gun violence office?
Let's stop playing. LJeh is a powerful. LJeh, I just saw a picture with you and Charlie Kirk yesterday. You are a powerful man as of this podcast, brother. Stop playing. Okay?
I know. I'm trying to figure out what's the difference between that and ATF.
No. What you talking about? ATF is under the commander in chief. And let me speak respectfully. I mean, come on, man. We're talking about going to the offices of power and presenting solutions at the highest frequency people can think on, which is a spiritual frequency. Ecclesiastes 3:3 is ancient text, and we're asking OGVP as a seasoned prosecutor to say, when is it? Tell the American people and the world, when is it a righteous time? And according to Stand Your Ground, they already have it on the books, but now we're just using it. We're connecting the spiritual power to the public power.
Okay, and I'm saying, when I say I'm conservative as Christ and they ask me when is the righteous time to kill, I say Jesus told the people he could have called 10,000 angels, and he did not. He let himself get illegally arrested and crucified, and he never did it. So for Jesus, it was never a time to kill. when he was walked this earth as a man. That's who I'm following. So for me, it's never a time to kill. That's my answer to the question. And my point is, it doesn't really matter to me what OG VP Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or Donald Trump says about that, because the person I follow already spoke on it. I don't need to know their thoughts on that. Well, I'm saying as the people, we have the problem because they work for us. The leader of the free world works for us, but we allowing them to work for corporations or the lobbyists, because lobbying is a part of our politics. It's allowed. Lobbyists are paid bribers. That's the job. And we allow that. But so all I'm saying is, they work for us. And if you're asking me, I'm saying it's not a time to kill. But I don't disparage anybody's First Amendment right, because I know many people who have miniguns.
The murder rate. Go ahead, LJ.
I was listening to you.
Brother, I'm saying, why are we playing? LJ, I'm not going to let you off the hook with that. I just saw a picture of you with Charlie Kirk yesterday, which puts you.
I haven't said exactly what. I'm just trying to let you talk. I haven't really.
All right then. So, and not only that, so let me ask some more. Let me fill your cup up more. You are a military veteran.
Yeah.
So come on, bro. You got sweat equity in the game.
Yeah.
Are you scared to go to her office as a man and just say, look, you represent black conservatism. I represent social liberalism. So our thing is, hey, live and let live, man. That's what you want to do your thing. So just as long as you don't break the law on me. That's conservatives have. I'm gonna give you this right here on the platform. They have the courage to draw the line more than liberals do. We're sort of like not so much going.
I don't think we do. I mean, well, conservatives do, not Republicans. See, there's a difference between conservatives and Republicans. Okay,
I want to talk about that.
There's
I want to talk about that.
The Republican is Mitch McConnell, Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney. Okay, a conservative is MTG, Josh Hawley, Ted Cruz, Mark Rubio. What's Tim Scott? Well, he's kind of iffy sometimes, but Donald's from Florida. That's my bro. But there's a difference between conservative and Republican. So that's why I don't know if you heard of the term rhino. And it took me a little bit to figure out what it was. I was like, I keep hearing them talking about rhinos, but I know what they mean. About Mitt Romney and McConnell. They call them rhinos.
Republican and name only.
Yeah. Now people are taking that and like entering their own thing and like calling name only, whatever.
But what I want to ask is, when you say there's a difference between a Republican and a conservative, and you name people, so I want you to the person who you think is the biggest Republican out of the people you named, and the person you think is the biggest conservative out of the people you named.
Yeah.
And then I want you to show me their voting record and see where they different.
So Mitch McConnell is way different than MTG.
Okay.
Well, first of all, MTG, she's only. Well, first of all,
when you say MTG, you saying Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah. So
show me Mitch
and Matt Gaetz
and Marjorie Taylor Greene voting record.
Why are we promoting MTG when we are closer to Candace, who could help us in that?
Well, no, we talking. Well, he just asked about voting records. Candace is not.
We're talking about influence, and if we're going to be current with the current times. DT just became a convicted felon yesterday, and if you go to that, you guys have a convention coming up in Detroit next month, and with what just happened yesterday, Candace, who's already the face of I'm not even going to say black conservatism, she's the face of conservatism. So what are we talking about?
So I thought we were talking politicians, but yeah, Candace is, when it comes
we're talking influence.
When it comes to being influenced, Candace is way better than Marjorie Taylor Greene. No, it's not even.
All right, so why?
It's not even close. But I thought we were talking about politicians.
Why are we? I'm not saying promoting her, but why are we using time to talk about her? She has enough headlines and news cycles. I'd rather talk about the people who were connected to her. There's the degrees of separation. You guys gonna be at that event next month in Detroit. And what just happened yesterday, she's already on the top, bro. I sent you the receipt on this. So let's chop this up real quick. What happens now? With the influence she has now, how do we make the world a better place? And only she can answer that. But we do have
you talking about for Candace?
Yeah, in connection with what just happened yesterday, and moving forward. because we're talking about influence. And if you want to use the word politics, is all semantics. Politics is the activity of influence.
Well,
Policy,
we
that's
were
why
actually
people
talking
on
about
campaign.
the difference between conservative and Republicans, and the only
And
reason I
then y'all
said
brought
that is because
MTG in the
you also
conversation.
have something called you also have conservative Democrats too. And that's something I learned in college and government class too. So that's actually something that's taught in college. You got conservative
With the
Democrat and
state,
conservative
with
Republicans.
the state, all I'm saying, LJ, is with
Yeah,
the state that we have on the table to chop up with what just happened yesterday and
yeah.
what we have to look forward towards, including you, brother. I'm stringing all these series of events together. You come out. The Black Sea Grassroots put up the picture yesterday with you, Charlie. I don't know who the other guys were, and so that comes out yesterday. DT, he meets his unfortunate legacy demise yesterday, and now you guys have this event coming up next month, and Candace is already on the top row. And you and me, and if you go back and listen to that first interview, if it wasn't the first, I said it to you on the air. I say, man, she has more influence than Trump. And now, as of today, you tell me, you show me, you say to the world you disagree with that, with the upcoming
I
event coming up.
definitely disagree with that. Trump's website crashed because of how many donations he was getting last night.
That's fine. That's moral and financial support. We're talking about who. I'm gonna say it again,
Brother,
bro. We
when
wasting people
when
time because
when
I'm repeating stuff. Politics is the activity of influence.
I'm about to give you an
So who
example.
had with the November? A lot of people who were going to vote for Trump, or they don't want to go down in history as voting for a convicted felon. Fam, come on, but come on, bro. Come on, man. Knock it off, dog. We saying this stuff to the world, and this heavy stuff that we talking about.
Yeah, but like I said, this is the information age, and when you can read that something doesn't make any sense, and you can decipher it a lot better than you could 50 years ago. And so 100 years from now, you're gonna be they probably gonna have it like my glasses right here. It's gonna be like the internet or something like that. It's gonna be crazy, but it's not.
Okay,
So
let me know what
I give you another example. So Candace got fired from Daily Wire, right?
which and her numbers went
Yeah,
from three
yeah,
to five million.
yeah.
Let
But
me put that receipt on there. Numbers went from 3 to 5. Go ahead.
I'm talking
I
about how
saw
many
her on the
donations
deal.
did she get?
That's money. We're talking influence, fam. You don't know the difference between money and power. Influence is power. You're talking money.
Okay, didn't you just tell me that the president of the United States is the leader of the free world, and
That's correct. That's actually
this man is the leading Republican candidate for
but
the
as
presidency.
of this
So
yes.
that's power, right? That's power.
That's military power. Yes. That's public power, military power, yes. Commander in chief, leader of the free world, yes.
Yeah. So
But you
no. I'm not, you can even ask black conservative. If you can name a black conservative that would tell you that Candace has more power in the social or political sphere than Donald Trump, bring him on this show.
Family, we don't have to have a social or we don't have to have a black conservative say that. Any person in the world who you ask gonna let you know that Donald Trump has more influence than Candace Owens over the masses. That's just a fact. But now if you saying that Candace can use her influence to help Donald Trump and he should seek that, that's something completely different. But
should she
does
hold
she?
on? That's pandering. So should she use it to help Donald Trump or use it to
I can't answer that. I
send
can't.
a message?
Yeah, I
Well,
can't.
she's getting ready. She is using it to help Donald Trump
Hold
by
on. So
in a way.
Well, LJ, I thought you was a black conservative. So she, what I'm asking you as of this conversation, should she use? Wretch just said, should she use it to help Donald Trump? I'm asking you, should she use it to help the conservative movement?
I think she is using it
that's
to help the conservative movement. She's been
All
using
right,
it
then.
for
So
the
is it
past 4
about
years.
Trump who doesn't? Is it about Trump or is it about how you guys? And I'm asking you this question from across the aisle, but we're friends. We're
Okay.
becoming friends. That's what Jesus wanted to be. So I'm asking you as we move forward to that event you guys got in June, which is not the RNC. That's something Turning Point put together. Talk to me. No, talk to the world. And
Okay.
with the influence, and before this happened to Trump, she's already. So let me, from my memory, let me read the top row to you. It was DT. See, now you got me name dropping, and name drops are spiritual for me. I'm real selective. I'm real careful with name drops. But you sent me the link, so you know who's on the top row.
Go ahead.
Candace is the fourth person.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And
I
I
said
think
go
you
ahead.
already said Kirk is after Candace. So how do you? That shows you who has the influence. So what I'm asking you, should she be using her influence to help DT or using it to help the conservative movement? But you guys are already historically don't have no impact on your party. I just asked you if I wanted to go with you to the RNC just as a friend, just hey, man, I just want to see how you guys kick it. I would feel like I'm at a damn playing rally, fam. Come on, man. Like, yo, bro, this is
it's okay. You'll be okay, man. I was there in December. You'll be okay. Trust me. The boogeyman is not gonna get you. Okay. There's no white hoods coming out of the closet to take you behind the closed doors and all that stuff. You'll be just fine. Okay. But
so how she don't get away from the question? Who
the conservative movement? The conservative movement. So
okay,
she should be
in agreement with that. Wretch, where are you? You know we in agreement, LJeh. Wretch, where are you?
On what?
Where should she use? Because you the one who made the statement. How does she use her influence?
I can't. I can't tell Candace how she should use her influence. I just tell Candace how I use my influence, and my influence is not to get behind Donald Trump or OG MVP or Joe Biden or anything. My influence is to have people move like Christ. For example, Matt Walsh, speaking on Donald Trump's conviction, he just put out a post saying, hey, when President Trump gets elected, the first thing he needs to do is go after his enemies in politics, Joe Biden, and especially Joe Biden's son. And my response to that is it can't be both. You can't say it's illegal and you shouldn't use politics to go after your enemies, and just when you get in office, you go after your enemies. And you can say, well, nah, but that's what they did to me, and I have to retaliate. And I say, do not seek revenge, but love your neighbor as yourself. Show the world the example of how to really do it, and don't do that. And that's the message I'm putting out. And I don't know if anybody else is going to say that, so I'm not expecting anybody else to say it. I'm going to say it. And if they hear it and they like it, amen, please say that.
So, Taj, this is what she should put her focus in. And she is, okay? So, to flip the script surrounding minority communities with a particular focus on black Americans to create a world where black Americans see themselves as arbitrators of their own destiny. They aim to achieve this monumental goal by the following: school choice, criminal justice reform, championing entrepreneurship, and developing history programs. That's what she should focus her attention on, which she is, because that is going to live out any party in Republicans or Democrats. That's more important than anything that's going on in the White House. So that's what she's focused her attention on, which she is, if that answers your question. So that's why I said conservatism.
Yeah. And so, no, we agreed on that, LJeh, that she should use her influence. Look, man, this is our citizen opinion. We get that.
Yeah.
We agree that it should be towards the party, not a person. Imagine, look, they're called Republican and Democratic parties. Just put emphasis on party. So imagine we're inside of a ballroom and it's an actual party. Should you care to influence the people in the party or one person? Like, does Trump really need our help or giving him more attention? Like, come on, man. The king narcissist. Does the king narcissist really?
He just needs. Well, your whole state is. I don't even know why he shouldn't even rally for you at their whole state. But I mean, you got some House Republicans in that state. But other than that, it's all like dark blue. But on November the 5th, that's the only time where he needs. Well, what's getting ready to happen now? Like, organizations like Turning Point USA, they're about to start really, really pushing a lot of money and a lot of people to like having conversations and like chasing ballots and stuff and like talking and like getting people registered to vote. That's what's about to start really, really happening now. But you know, this is what happened last year when the Supreme Court came down with the abortion ruling. That's what the Democrats did after that. They really start pushing that.
LJeh and Wretch, I cannot let y'all close the show before I ask this question. In the event, let's just use, just for conversation's sake, as a conversation piece. In the event DT is not available to run, or who is the runner-up? Who is the replacement to say, okay, for whatever reason, he's not available? Who fills that void?
I have to say Vivek.
That says a lot. That silence said a lot.
Vivek, because his numbers were was closest to Trump than anybody else.
No, it was Ron DeSantis was number 2.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he doesn't really have good people skills like Vivek. Like he can't like
and that matters.
He can't.
Remember,
he can't really empathize well like Vivek can.
We can say what we want. The polls showed that he was number 2 behind Trump the whole time. And if
but the RNC wouldn't have picked him.
Oh,
so you could be what just like Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders was beating him. Okay.
Well, we know
Bernie Sanders was beating Hillary Clinton.
The DNC robbed Bernie Sanders. The Republicans say they're better than that.
Yeah.
So you're saying
don't get away from the question.
Who
does the RNC appoint? Question is, who does the RNC appoint
Vivek.
for whatever reason?
Vivek. It would not be Vivek.
You think they'll do?
It would not be Vivek.
I think they'll do Vivek because the conservative movement is the conservative movement is real big right now. Okay, so that is who they would pick according to that. Just like the Democrats are going to pick whoever will talk to the progressives the more.
No, Democrats will not pick who.
That's why they got Kamala Harris in there. But that's who they would pick.
Yeah,
because he talks to conservatives more, and the conservatives are one out here like a Charlie Kirk out in the college campuses having conversations, trying to change people's mind after doing groundwork and stuff. These old Republicans, they're not doing that no more. They just I'm just gonna read the newspaper and I'm gonna make my decision. Yeah. That's not you're not talking to nobody. That's not gonna do anybody any good.
Bro, listen, I told you on another episode that I was learning about him through you, and I just want to shout him out for that photo op because it really made me look at you different. And I'm talking about in a brighter light. I'm like, wow, bro, really rubbing shoulders with people that's influencing future generations, influencing how we're gonna move through this world. So, you just said it earlier, man. Status matters. You can't be just a boring, candidate. American history shows we need a little, we need that entertainment value, man. And DT was great at that. Yeah. So again, I want to hear
this morning he was like no prompt, just talking about the court case.
That's when Trump at his best.
You give Joe Biden prompt. I mean, I'm not supposed to talk about him because I wear the uniform. So first sergeant, please don't make me do push-ups in the morning. But he had a prompt, and then he was supposed to read somebody's last name. He actually said last name. I
didn't see that.
That was like the 4th or 5th time he's done it.
I didn't see that.
Man.
That's all, man.
Bless his heart.
When we observed, it really was a fair trade between the MAGA movement and Trump, because let's not forget, Trump is a New York City Democrat who converted to Republican to become president.
He is. Right? Now, that's why they all those celebrities and stuff like them.
Yes. As of this conversation right here, MAGA found their guy to fulfill their agenda. As of this conversation, they scored that point because they wanted to show the establishment, we'll pick someone who's not a politician to shake that. Nobody shook up the American empire more than President 46, right? I mean, was it? I know
45.
Obama, 45.
Yeah.
Nobody. This dude gave us a pandemic. I mean, nobody. So my point is, what do you call the people that don't like the establishment? I don't just want to call it MAGA. I know it's bigger than MAGA. So what would you call it? I think
Obama can give Trump a run for his money when the stuff you just said. But what was your question?
What? Because is MAGA a catch-all phrase? Is it okay to say that MAGA? The point I'm trying to make is they found their guy to
well, he can say that now. So before you got the question. Well, what are you talking about? Making America great again? Like when was it great? I mean, I didn't ask that, but other people asked that, and that can be a fair question.
It is a fair question.
But now he can say that because he's had 4 years as a president, so he can say, "I'm talking about make America great when I was president." That's what he can say now. Considerably the first 2 years, because you give somebody a pandemic, it's door shut.
We keep putting the focus on the person who doesn't need our attention. So I was trying to give MAGA some credit for scoring their point because he is accomplished
MAGA.
Their goal.
If he didn't come, we wouldn't even know what MAGA is.
He's not MAGA. He's MAGA's man who they use to show the world we would elect a person who's not an established politician And I'm telling you, if you look at American history in a review, they manifested that destiny. I challenge both of you to disagree.
So this is why. This is why I say he is MAGA, because before he came down the elevator, nobody on that debate stage in the Republican Party and the candidates was even talking about stuff he was talking about. The way he was talking about nobody.
We have not seen.
Not Huckabee, not Rubio, not Cruz, not I think Lindsey Graham was on there.
Hold on. Let's get this straight. So
yeah.
Candace, so people like Candace and Charlie, they're Blexit. Do I have that correct? Right?
Well, Charlie owns Turning Point USA. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, well, you get what I'm trying to say. So my fault. Candace and Brandon, they're Blexit, correct?
Yeah.
So let's say they found someone outside of Blexit, and I know they're probably not going to appreciate me comparing them to MAGA, but I'm trying to make this point to where MAGA was looking for a leader. They was looking for a political leader to prove their point of going down in history of picking a person who was not what you call an establishment. You know the phrase anti-establishment. Come on, I gotta be an American government.
That's not organic to MAGA. That's organic to the people in the United States. Just tired of the same old politicians. You got AOC, you got Elon Omar, you got Cori Bush. All those three women are people that are not politicians. They just say whatever they want when they want it, and then the people chose them because they were tired of saying the same thing.
Okay, I think I got you with this one. So let's take DeSantis. Is he? Do you consider him MAGA?
You talking about Ron DeSantis? You talking about Ron DeSantis?
You a smart guy, LJ. Silence. Just the fact that you had to take that moment, and I understand you have to wait for the thought to come to light. But just the silence, because
I was trying to figure. It was something he did I didn't like. I was trying to figure out what it was.
LJ, you didn't want to prove my point, and my point was now that when Trump, DeSantis was basically saying, "Hey, I'll be the new MAGA. I'll be the new face of MAGA," and they rejected him. Like, nah, we'll stick with the guy.
And I told you why. And I told you why. He doesn't relate to the people like Trump does.
You don't want to face the point. I'm putting the mirror right in your.
Well, I don't think you have one. That's what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying. So let's make it real basic. I'm saying that Donald Trump joined the MAGA movement because he implemented their agenda. They didn't have anybody else with it. We just finished talking about charisma. They didn't have anybody else with the charisma Trump had to do what he did for them.
So you telling me, okay? So, or he joined because he wanted to see the country change. So that's no way possible.
Can we do a timeout real quick?
Yeah.
The timeout.
Okay, go ahead. Good time. Great time. You're right.
Was there a MAGA before Donald Trump? Because you keep saying MAGA enlisted Trump. Like there was a group in the Republican Party called MAGA before Trump. And maybe there was, and I just don't know about it. So I'm asking that question. Was there a MAGA before Trump?
Yes.
Who was it?
His base. Everybody, the people, the 80 million people who put him in power.
Right, he created that.
Yeah, he created that.
He created the slogan "Make America Great." And that's one of the good things I liked about his speech today, because he ended it by defining. He was like, "I'm not gonna let y'all define what MAGA means." He said, I want y'all to understand, MAGA just means make America great again. That's all I want to do. That's what MAGA means. But wait, let me finish. And when Trump talking like that, I could be like, okay, Trump, what do you mean by make America great again? Because I'm one of those people who have that valid question. When was it great for me? That's a valid question. So that's what I would want to ask Trump that. And what do you want to do to make it great now, Trump? Because I read some of your Project 2025, and that doesn't sound great to me. And so I want to ask you, LJ, because you're a supporter. Have you read Project 2025? And what's the points in it that you like?
Not all the way through.
Okay,
who got time to read
it's right. You don't have time to read all the way through. You just can read bullet points and highlights. But so even if you haven't read that, though, what is Trump's policies, or what is Trump doing that you would say, hey man, you should vote for Trump for this reason if you was trying to convince someone to vote for him?
More money for black colleges, First Step Act, opportunity zones. The east side of Oklahoma City looks a lot better because of opportunity zones. Opportunity zones is basically where if you build property, if you buy property or build in a low-income neighborhood, you get a tax break for it. And his foreign policy is a lot better. I think a lot of the presidents and the prime ministers, they are not scared of us right now. They're just doing whatever they want, just like Putin. He didn't attack Ukraine when Donald Trump was in there. He waited till Biden got in there. Also, China might be trying to attack Taiwan. They wouldn't even be thinking about that if Trump was in there. So I miss mean tweets.
Nah,
bring the mean tweets back.
Family, but that's what I want y'all. He did not say one time because he got convicted. You know what I'm saying? Like, what they out there right now saying Trump is connecting to the black community because he got convicted. Here's a man who's been supporting Trump.
There's some truth behind that.
Come on, man.
I'm not now. I'm not a convicted. I've never been arrested. Never. I should have been, but I've never been arrested. But there are we like males that look like me and you are in jail 3 times as much. So yeah, there are some guys out there that say, yeah, we see that he got done wrong by the system. Just like, okay, so especially like in Atlanta and stuff like that. That's why I'm not gonna say the word, but it's a guy that had a shirt on that said "ends for Trump." Okay, it ends for Trump. So that's one. That's a prime example. That stuff is happening.
Right, but the point I'm trying to make is what we trying to do is we don't care if somebody doing something for the wrong reason. We telling you I'm trying to give you reasons why if you were gonna vote for Trump, those things LJeh said, that's a good reason to say you voting for Trump. Please don't be out here saying you voted for Trump because he got convicted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As food. And again, I don't agree. Even though Trump, he might have did all those things, he might be working all those things. There are things that I'm still not voting for him. But I want the sides out there like, nah, there are people out there voting for Trump for real reasons, and it's not people who just racist or it's not people who just voting for criminals. It's because they really think he did something with his time in office. But there's so we want to talk about.
Now, my beef with him is he hired a lot of wrong people. He put a lot of wrong people on his team.
And none of them look like you. Keep going.
Yeah, they do. Ben Carson. But he put a lot of wrong people on his team, on his cabinet. Not a lot, but like 3 or 4 that wasn't. But that's my only beef with him.
Who's on the cabinet that you didn't like?
The first Secretary of Defense. I didn't like him. I like Milley. I like him.
Yeah.
Well, Milley's the Army guy. Well, he's the.
Well, if we're going to give DT all this attention, can we talk about the Hollywood gangster Robert De Niro?
I ought to be the dude in the red hat yelling at him. He said, "You stink. You're a nobody. You're a punk."
But that's what a Trump supporter is supposed to do. But the truth is, Mr. De Niro was letting the world know, look, man, I'm from here. We know this guy. And he fooled the world, but he couldn't fool us. And he said that a day before the verdict came in. What 2 Capitol officers standing behind? That was now you could, LJeh, I expect you to put the focus on that because you matter. However, that's something he would. So
I don't care what he has to say, but if you want me to talk about it, I will.
No. If you don't care, let's move on. I want to talk about.
I think Hollywood hates Trump, and because he doesn't.
Hollywood.
I mean, this is what it is.
Hollywood. When we gave Trump a chance to do The Apprentice, we saw his true color of character. When we gave, there are studio executives out there right now and producers telling you, hey, here's the same thing De Niro did. Hey, here's the type of guy this guy. This guy didn't want to pick someone with the sun in their skin who looks like you, me, and I am the Wretch, because he thought the American conscience wouldn't want to see a black guy as the Apprentice winner. And they have a recording of him, and he said he dropped the N-bomb with the ER at the end. The one we got in the Oxford Dictionary as a racial slur. Not the one Tupac talking about, never ignorant getting goes accomplished. We can say that one. Those are 2 different words, nigga, and the one that's a racial slur.
Well it's media. Okay, well, yesterday media outlets were saying they still trying to find that recording that
They
it
found
doesn't
it.
exist.
No further, fella. You found
Yes.
it. In the words of Dave Chappelle character Bill Bixby, look no further, fella. You found it. They found it, just like
Oh.
they found the Hollywood access.
Yeah.
We was talking about Trump and Hollywood, and we saw how, why are we still talking about this guy? He's getting enough press. Why are we? All right, Wretch, it's your time. Go ahead.
Well, the name of the show is "Did He Get Convicted Correctly?" But
Oh, my fault. Okay, so
yeah.
back. All right, picking up where we left off.
Yeah, I don't.
So LJ,
Yeah,
so
when-
our co-host LJ Johnson trumps Donald with his MAGA acronym that goes "Make America Godly Again." Let's talk about that.
Oh, you're talking about the sign? That was Turning Point sign. I picked it up off one of their tables, and I took a picture with it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Let's compare acronyms. Make America Great Again or Make America Godly.
So that would be it depending on who you're talking to, that would be Christian nationalism for some people. Make America godly again.
Christian nationalism
Yeah.
has been contaminated by something we have to talk about off there. So you have to be careful with that.
No, I'm saying that term "Make America Godly Again" can seem like it could be Christian nationalism
but
to
we
some
have
people.
freedom of faith. In the United States, we have freedom of faith. So you can't give credit to Christians when it says "Make America Godly Again." I mean, you have the Abrahamic.
Oh, it can be any God.
religions.
Right, but again, we discriminating against all Americans who don't believe in any God. If you asking, so if you asking me if I had to vote on it, and it's just Michael's vote between "Make America Great Again" and "Make America Godly Again," I would ask the same question to both people: when was it ever godly, and when was it ever great? And if I have to choose one because of the Constitution and freedom of religion, and from all my family who don't believe in God, I'm gonna say great. But that's me.
It was godly when they created the Constitution.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say
I don't believe that.
They actually wrote stuff.
The creation of the Constitution can be compared to the Council of Nicaea.
You can compare it to that, but I would disagree with you. You can compare.
But how can you, so what's evil about the Constitution?
I'm not saying what's evil. I'm not saying the document is evil. I'm just saying the document is not based on God. It's based on the philosophy of John Locke. Because it's based on the philosophy of John Locke.
How is it not based on God when you had three Christians? And because Thomas Jefferson sworn in on the Quran, and I don't think you guys know that.
No, I know Thomas Jefferson wasn't a Christian because he didn't believe in the divinity of Jesus. I don't care what he swore in on. I know that.
Aside, as we should do. Hold on, Wretch. They set their religions aside as we should do, and they used God as a catch-all phrase. They didn't use God as a Christian nationalism or Islam or what's the other one, Judaism. They use God as life. Why do you think we say God is life? Because you can't get around life. I'm out here with the highest population of atheists, and as soon as you say God, they tune you out to shut you down. But if you say the word life, they open up and they hear what you got to say.
So why are you trying to shut down the people? Why are you trying to shut down your people who you talk to, who you out there with every day by saying "Make America Godly Again" when you can get them with "Make America Great"? You just admitted you shutting those people you down.
Great can go both ways. Godly doesn't.
Great. What does godly do for the people who don't believe? Is what I'm as the people who you saying life to.
Was Great Babylon good?
Well, you want America to be made godly again. You want that. I'm talking to Wretch. You know why you want that? Because what do you always say? What do you always say how to treat people?
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Who said that?
Christ.
Okay.
But I can't force that.
No. That's what you live by. That's what you think everybody should live by.
No. That's the difference.
Come on, dog. That's where it comes from.
But that's the difference between us. I understand that everybody. I can't force everybody to live like I live. I just want everybody to know.
You can't force nobody to do nothing. But I'm saying, like, you should do this.
You said that the word. Look, man. Words have meaning. Make.
Yeah.
What is make? I'm making you make America God. I'm forcing America to be godly again.
Yeah.
Using love.
No, but I'm saying again, my question still stands. When was it ever godly? Y'all saying stuff I don't agree with. No, but
we gave you the answer.
You're wrong. No, but your answer, you're wrong. In my opinion, yeah. So
you don't agree.
Amen. I don't agree. I'm just saying, if I was an American and we was voting on the slogan, I would vote for great.
Hold on. LJ was trying to get away from the fact that Thomas Jefferson sworn in on a Quran, fam. How come we don't talk about that? So
what is there to talk about?
I don't care about that.
What is there to talk about? I don't move like Thomas Jefferson moved.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about Thomas Jefferson.
What it should make us do is say, okay, let's lift our conversation the same way the founding fathers, they went beyond religion. They said, okay, we some of us have Christian values, Islam and Judaism, but let's find a term that will unify all of us. And in God we trust. So when you ask the question, Wretch, and we can move on after this, when you say make America godly again, the idea of the United States was godly when the Constitution was created.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. Hey man, your opinion is valid. You can't, but your opinion.
Why would they say in God we trust?
Why do you say
in God? It sounds good.
Why do you say in God?
Because I trust God.
Amen.
Come on, LJ, let them know.
I mean, wouldn't they put that in there because they trust God?
Where is it in the Constitution? Because we have. Read the First Amendment.
The First Amendment.
Read the First Amendment.
Well, we know what it is. It's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And the Second Amendment, you got the right to pack.
You're wrong. Before we get our freedom of speech, the first clause of the First Amendment is our freedom of religion. It came before our freedom of speech. They say in God we trust it.
Why are we talking about religion?
Because you said God, and God brings religion in for people who don't believe in God.
God is God. No. God is spiritual.
Man, okay, yeah, but there's a whole bunch of people who don't believe like you believe, Taj.
We have neuroscientists who have already checked these boxes. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop his name. Neil deGrasse Tyson has a YouTube video out there where he's showing you that there's been like 3,000 gods throughout human history. Neil, forgive me if you don't want me saying your name out my mouth, but hey, you're a public figure, so he has it. So he's checking that box like, yo, what God are you talking about? There's 3,000 of them. Which one are you talking about?
So why you want to use that word? Why you want to use it if you say it can't be defined?
God is, okay, my word, if you're asking me, is the creator of life. That's higher than God. Okay, the creator of life.
You didn't say make America create a life again. You said godly. And a lot of people don't believe.
And your question was, when was America ever godly?
That's a valid question, but that's a valid question, but that's not my problem with the statement. Even if you think you can prove it was godly, I disagree with that. But my problem with the statement, there's many people
who use the Constitution. No, we can use the Constitution. Now we can't use the actions of the people who didn't follow the Constitution.
Yeah.
You got that First Amendment pulled up for me.
Never forget Christmas actions look like us, bro. We spilled first blood. We took the first bullet for this nation. Never forget Christmas addicts. So when you having that coffee tea party, I mean the Boston Tea Party, and Christmas addicts take that first shot. Yeah, come on, connect the blood of Jesus to that. Come on, fam. So come on, this is our nation. Our is possessive pronoun. Our, everybody who's a citizen, we, as you said, use the love for us. Now, this is what I want to ask you and LJeh.
Yeah.
Could we legislate the what you call it, Wretch, the golden rule or the commandment where treat people how you, because you could walk outside.
Could you legislate love your neighbor as yourself? No.
Yes, there you go.
No, you can't.
You can.
How?
Because if you commit a crime, assault and battery, or bodily harm to somebody, you're going to jail.
There's a lot of terrible things you could do to your brother.
Now, if you lie, you can't legislate lying.
You can actually the government can legislate. There's a such thing as perjury. One of the things Donald Trump is the compromise is he lied.
No, but you commit. Okay, so if you can prove that I lied on my taxes, yeah, but that means there's a victim somewhere. You have to prove that only I commit a crime if there's a victim somewhere.
Right.
Okay, so if there's not a victim somewhere, then you can't say I committed a crime.
So
I'm saying lying, like, hey, what time did you get here today? Oh, I got here at 10. No, you didn't. I was sitting outside at 10:30. You wasn't even here yet.
Yeah.
I can't go to jail for that.
Right, but that's not.
That's why I'm saying you can't legislate lying.
And that proves you can't legislate love your neighbor as yourself, because love your neighbor as yourself goes beyond. If I loved you, I wouldn't lie on you. So you know what I'm saying.
I am the Wretch and LJeh. Listen, the founding fathers didn't care to go that far with the Constitution. They didn't care to legislate love thy neighbor or treat thy neighbor as you know. Don't steal my lawnmower if you don't want me to call the police. That's treating your neighbor how you don't respect me. Don't break the law with me because it's gonna be law enforcement for you doing that. So they just didn't go that far. So you can verbally abuse somebody, and that's not breaking the law. So that's why I asked the question: is it possible to legislate?
No.
Treat thy neighbor.
No. All we could do is show them. That's all we could do, and that's all we called to do. But I don't need them. I don't need to love me as they don't have to. I'm not calling them to be.
No, because on the federal
I
level,
think the government has over time and now put regulations and laws in place to do the best they can to legislate.
Yes, they have.
Love thy neighbor. Like there's a whole laws of like jaywalking, like turning, like you get in Oklahoma you can't be on the left lane on the highway and driving slow. I mean, there's a lot of laws put on the books to try to just legislate that.
On the federal level, don't ask me for a document right now, but on the federal level, there is something where you can use the terms mental anguish. So on that level, maybe not on the state level, you can be immoral, but they have something on the federal level where if you're giving someone mental anguish, they can, press charges on them. And I'm sure it's a process.
I promise you.
They probably gonna do that to Trump. They'll find something else after this. After he gets
charges on. Because y'all calling me mental anguish sometimes, man. I'm telling you, I'm pressing charges on LJeh. I'm pressing charges on Taj Hollywood. I'm pressing charges. I'm pressing charges, man.
Just for the record, and I want to answer that question. Let's move on. They didn't care to legislate morality when they created the concept because they didn't think people was going to get this far out of hand. If I could be bold enough to try to get in their mindset that they wrote on paper, so they're showing us their mindset. So and they probably didn't think.
So I just want to confirm that I'm repeating what you said back correctly. You're saying the founding fathers didn't care to legislate morality.
Yes, I would triple double down.
Okay, excellent. But no, just let me say what I'm triple doubling down on. My God did. And so the Constitution wasn't built on my God. It was built on the philosophy of John Locke.
Say it again.
The Constitution wasn't built on God. It was built on the philosophies of John Locke and the Renaissance movement, all that stuff that came out in the Enlightenment period.
So what in the Constitution is demonic?
I'm not saying that just because you're just.
He don't
listen. This what people don't understand. The opposite of good is not bad. The opposite of good is evil.
Is indifferent.
The opposite. No, man. Words have meanings. The opposite of good is evil. There are bad things that our nation does that's not evil. I'm just saying. Look, this is an argument we don't have to have because it's just factual to me. And if y'all disagree, y'all disagree. But the Constitution was built on the philosophy of John Locke, based on your own words. The founding fathers didn't want to put morality in it, and my God did put morality in his document. Which is
it's our time to put morality in it. Let's bring it to modern times.
That's why the show is called Conservative as Christ. And if you want to move like Christ, there's morality in that document. But you can't force it on people.
Yes, you can.
You can force Constitution on people.
But you can't.
It's called law enforcement.
You can force the Constitution on people. Yeah. But you can't force your God's morality on people.
Andrew Jackson told the
in America.
Okay, because he. Let's talk about that.
And that's in America. I just want to say, I don't want to live in an America where you can enforce your religion on me. I don't want to live in that America.
No, it'll never be there because of the Constitution. We'll never do it.
You just said you want to do
religion. We're talking morality. We're not. You being slick, bro.
I'm not being slick, man. Okay, if you think what you want to, yeah, amen.
We're talking morality, Wretch. We're not talking religion. We're talking legislating morality.
Okay.
So you're changing the subject.
Okay, you think? Okay.
So what we're saying is, I think we agree that the founding fathers. Maybe carers. I don't want to waste time on that. They didn't legislate morality. I'm saying today in 2024, do we have the power to use amendments and legislation to legislate morality? Yes or no? That's a yes or no question. I'm gonna say yes. I'll go first. Yes.
No.
LJ?
No. I mean, yes. Yep.
Amen, family. Well, there you have
it. A whole lot of morality being legislated in the Constitution.
Amen.
And all religions.
Yeah.
morality trumps all.
That's why people from Muslim countries and all these other countries want to move here so much, because of what they're going through with their religions. Because we don't legislate like that because of our Constitution. Mic drop. We gotta get out of here.
Iran legislates Islam. They don't we're talking about legislating morality, not religion.
Yo, bro, we pick it up off. Man, we're gonna have to start having a conservative Christ after show so we can get all these good conversations off there, family.
We need somebody to break these segments down. But I'm ready whenever y'all ready.
For sure.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah, man, plug the joint tonight.
All right, we'll see y'all tonight at the open mic night, 1015 North Broadway at the Coffee Slingers. Pastor Matt Von Wald and Caleb Collins will be our featured artists. We're going to have a great time, man. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait to see y'all. We're going to have nachos tonight. I'm sorry, no steak and potatoes, but we'll have some nachos, okay?
For sure. Steak potatoes coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, this is Conservative as Christ. We'll see y'all Monday. Download the podcast if you haven't done it yet on all podcast platforms.
Catch y'all later, family.